question is, can passion or interest be lost? If yes, what should be done? If it's lost, or should you allow it to die and move on, or resuscitate it? That we have to discuss and then make some recommendation. From our discussions, the first thing we define passion, because you must have the knowledge of the word passion. Without understanding, you may not even know what you are after. So by definition, we say that it's a strong and barely controllable feeling towards a particular goal. Because we say that passion is driven by goal, a set goal. You want to achieve something. And we have a very good example from here that says that if I have 1 million in Central area is too close in Durumi, and to get the 1 million naira in Durumi, you need to work on your nails to get that 1 million. It is your passion, the goal, 1 million naira, that will make you embark on that journey. Because while you are going, somebody can say, why are you doing this? Let me just give you a 200,000 naira and let this be solved. Of course, if you don't have the goal in your mind, you can feel that 200,000 will solve the problem, and then you stop the journey. So we said that your goal must be known. And if your goal is known, to answer our question, can passion be lost? We agreed here that yes, passion can be lost. And if it's lost, what are the recommendations? Number one, we say that you have to ignite the goal that drives that passion. You have to ignite it. Also, we said here that you have to make conscious effort to pursue that passion. Conscious effort here, we mean that it's not something you say, I want to be a musician. I want to. And everybody in Nigeria knows that you want to be a musician. And there is no particular effort. Nobody see you attending concert. Nobody see you trying to play instrument. They are even singing over there. You see, they are disturbing. You are not making any conscious effort towards that. You have to do that so that you can resuscitate your passion. And lastly, before I drop the mic here, is that you have to acquire knowledge about your passion through learning. And then you have to be resilient towards achieving success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, in other words, you don't let your passion to die. And if you feel, why that question came up, we felt so many people in the education sectors, especially teachers, are really discouraged lately in Nigeria. So you see people who resign. I mean, these are passionate teachers. They'll resign. Some go into maybe comedy. Some go into the media generally. Something they feel will fetch more money. Something they feel, or a sector they feel is doing better than education. So we're asking, what do we think to remain relevant? What will sustain that relevance? Yes, just as you said, is your passion. But, well, so if you feel your passion is dying as an educationist, you have to keep working at it through conscious efforts. Thank you. So group 2.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Angela, and I'm speaking for group 2. Okay, our question says, to sustain relevance in a dynamic and challenging educational sector, how do we as educational stakeholders move from teaching just the core curriculum to discovering and building students' unique strength? Okay, for us here, we focused on the aspect of discovering the students' core and unique strength. And the first thing that came up is that the coaching style of teaching is the very best way to bring out the strength within the child. Because what you do with the coaching style is that you ask questions, not just for direct answers, questions that will require the child to now draw on their strengths to answer those questions. It may be an activity, It may be an assignment. It's just something that will call the strength within the child. And when the child is able to do that, he'll now realize that, oh, I can actually do this. And by doing that, you use questions to lead them to discovery. So now to be able to do that, we say the teachers themselves will need to know themselves. They will need to have discovered their own strength to be able to help the child to know or to discover that strength. And so we say the teachers themselves will be requiring self-awareness training, because when they become self-aware, they can lead another person into self-awareness. And then another thing that can be done is to pay attention to other areas more than just academics. We have examples from the table here of, children that I think say during your talent hunt, yes, they discover things about themselves that they didn't know before. And for some of them, they pick up from there. And that's what they do for life. And then another person brought up the fact that sometimes we feel that some of those things may not lead the children. Maybe they may not get money from there and all. And then another example came up about a school that was looking for a ballet teacher. And when they got somebody that was recommended, the person was just free for only one day because there are just very few people in that field. So in discovering your strength, you may find out that leads you to greatness. It brings you to the point of greatness because it's something that is different from others. And then we said there may also be a need to adjust the way we do assessment. The assessment should be able to help the children discover their strengths. Yes, and then what people do with the vision they have matters a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Group 2. So we need to reconsider our way of doing assessments. That means we are agreeing with Dr. Kokori, who said he feels WAEC and NECO should be scrapped. Yes, sir. I think there are so many of us here that agree with that. Also, as educational stakeholders, we need to find a way to rediscover ourselves, to really know ourselves as individuals, to be able to help the children we teach at any level. Thank you. So let's move to Group 3 quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our question in Group 4 is, in sustaining relevance, should we focus on changing/revamping the curriculum, its delivery, or both? What is the problem with our curriculum or the manner of delivery? How can we make positive and lasting changes? So discuss and make recommendation. We agreed that there's nothing wrong with our Nigerian curriculum on this table. The Nigerian curriculum of recent has been updated. We think that the problem is the delivery. Who is delivering the curriculum? Every curriculum is good. The British, the Nigerian, the American, the Australian, whatever curriculum you have is good. It's who is delivering it and how are you interpreting the curriculum. So we think that if the teacher in the classroom is equipped enough to deliver the curriculum to suit the learners that they have, considering their learning styles, considering the pace of the children, then we would have a good society and will be relevant to suit the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 3. Well, I think it just boils down to teachers, educational planners, curriculum developers, and all of that. So everybody seated here this afternoon matters. If we want our society to be better, to grow better, then we really need to rethink teaching. We really need to rethink what we do in the classroom. Yeah, I think we all agree with that group. There's nothing wrong with any curriculum. I mean, if British, anyone at all. I think the aim is to help pass on knowledge, but how do we do that? How do we interpret it? If we stand like this and you lecture 2-year-olds standing like this, I think after 3 minutes, you will just be standing all by yourselves. And that goes on to even secondary school. So we need to reinvent better ways of teaching. Thank you. So Group 4.
Okay, this is group 4. Our question is, how do we as educational stakeholders move from teaching just the core curriculum to discovering and building students' unique strength? I like the fact that they saved the best for last. Okay, so we focused on the effort that stakeholders should make in a way of training these children to be able to think critically. There are a lot of things put in place, like making students own what they're learning, making them as forms of like delegates to what they're learning. We discussed that we need to pay attention to children's needs, whether we like it or not. There are some children that need support. There are some children that need direction. And they're not getting this from just absorbing everything you are teaching them. There has to be a form of coaching, a form of training, so that they'll be able to discover that, okay, I need to think critically. If you make me own what I'm learning or do it in a project based way, I need to think whether I like it or not, because I want mine to be the best. So I need to be able to bring out everything I know on that subject, on that field. So doing things like interaction, allowing room for interaction, allowing the atmosphere where children can express their thinking and everything that they have accumulated from you as a teacher is what would train them properly to be able to think critically. And critical thinking is always the foundation to discovering somebody's unique strength. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 4. Again, building critical thinking. So if we as teachers are critical thinkers ourselves, we will help build critical thinking in children. Yes, Group 4? Are we together? Thank you. So let's quickly move to Group 5. We have 2 minutes.
Our question says, discuss and make recommendations. How do you sustain relevance as a school principal or teacher if your school owner doesn't believe in your dreams and in the changing world of education? From our discussion, first of all, the principal or a teacher, as the professional, the most important thing for a teacher or a principal is to see the progress of the students and the school. So regardless of the attitude of the school owner, one way that the teacher or the principal can remain relevant is to introduce methods that will appeal to the learners by creating probably reward systems involving differentiation in the class, introducing making learning fun by introducing videos, quizzes, creating reward systems, etc. That way, the teacher remains relevant and effective in whatever the teacher or the principal is doing. Also, the teacher could get NGOs, collaborate with organizations that may provide some of the facilities that would help even the owners see that some of these things are really important in making the school and teaching relevant. I think that's where we stopped.